Some breaking news this morning. Toronto police say they have made an arrest in Saturday's shooting at Toronto's Eaton Centre. There are no more details yet, but we will bring you more details as they come in. On Saturday, in all the chaos, police and security guards worked tirelessly to help make sure that thousands of shoppers were evacuated safely. Shootings like this may be rare, but in this case, security staff were prepared and responded immediately. Joining me now is David Hyde. He is a security and risk management specialist who has worked in shopping malls across Ontario. So good to have you here.
Thanks, Marci.
So put this into perspective for us from a security protocol standpoint. This happens in the middle of a busy mall on a Saturday afternoon, hundreds if not thousands of people there. Tell us how security would go into play.
Yeah, I mean, this incident, we have an expression in the industry called a black swan. And the black swan is an incident that is very, very rare, very unusual, but very highly impactful. And security teams in large malls like the Eaton Centre have to be prepared for these kind of high-profile, very fluid incidents. So immediately this occurred, there's protocols that are in place for both security and police to come together very, very quickly to immediately evacuate people into safe areas and hold people in place in other areas inside the mall until a suspect is located.
So part of the mall then, I guess, was on lockdown because some people were held while others evacuated. How difficult is it, David, to keep people calm under circumstances like this?
It's very, very challenging. This type of incident is actually called an active shooter, is the industry term for it. It's very difficult to control. The Eaton Centre is a massive mall. There's an evacuation. People are self-evacuating. So it's very, as security, we need to channel that evacuation, facilitate that evacuation. But at the same time, the control center, which is behind the scenes where the cameras are monitored, that location is calling stores, asking them to shelter in place, pull their doors, screen doors closed, and keep customers and staff in the back of the store until the scene's contained. And that's why you saw, in this situation, waves of people leaving hours after the fact. Was once everything was safe, people were let out. So it was quite a textbook response from what I was viewing of the incident response.
And from what we're hearing from people who were on the scene, it was quite an erratic situation where the shooter, one man put it, was trying to clear a path for himself and just shooting kind of erratically.
Yeah. Very, very unusual. Again, to have this happen in a mall, I mean, Canadian malls are very safe. To have this type of thing happening in a mall, first of all, is just a one in a million type situation. There are literally one or two of these happen in any given year in Canada. Again, very rare. But yeah, I mean, when someone's panicking, when they've realized what they've done and they have to get out quick, the mind becomes very irrational. I don't think this individual was shooting at people, but was shooting to scare, to leave. And when you shoot bullets in a location like this, there are going to be some injuries. Thankfully, there weren't more injuries.
Thankfully. So one dead. We know, as Tamara Cherry was reporting, that two are said to still be in hospital, among them a 13-year-old boy who was shot in the head. Tell us what kind of security apparatus are put in place to make malls, as you say, our malls, the safest,
Absolutely.
among the safest.
Yeah, and it's really three things that come together. It's trained security people that know their roles. They know what to do when something happens like this. They respond very, very quickly by their training. In this case, Eaton Centre security and the police have done training drills together to work on these protocols in the unlikely event this kind of thing happens. But there are also cameras and security systems. Now, the cameras are a critical component, and they are, I believe, what led to the capture of this individual, the arrest today. It would be that camera evidence that's used in twofold. Firstly, it's used immediately to identify the suspect. Police will be up in the control center right now. What's the description? Which way did they go? Then, as this unfolds, the cameras are used more broadly. How did they arrive at the mall? Where did they go when they were in the mall? Which way did they leave the mall? Was there one or more people? And all that evidence is gathered, but it takes time to gather it.
Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate your expertise.
Thank you, Marci.